of Turkish background living now in Germany. Many of them have become German citizens, but others are still have a Turkish citizenship, but they are living permanently in Germany. And this year we will be celebrating these 50 years of migration. There will be a lot of events at the end of October, beginning of November, because it was at that time that the agreement was signed. There will be an official ceremony at the Sirkeci train station, because this is the train station where these people left from. And the mayors of the main cities where these workers went to, they will come and attend this ceremony. It's the mayor of Munich, and the mayor of Cologne, and maybe also a representative of Berlin, because that's the places where these workers went at that time. Then there will be music events around the station with a German-Turkish hip-hop singer, I think. There will be a lot of numbers of writers, German, Turkish, German writers of the first generation, second generation, and third generation, who will come here and read from their works.
The Turks in Germany seems to be the greatest link between Germany and Turkey. Well, what else can be done to improve this link?
I mean, first of all, I think, as you say, these personal relationship is so very important, and it is so very much at the basis of this relationship that we should be very careful with these relationships. I mean, there are lots of Turks or Germans with Turkish background who have been in Germany and who have come back now. They are now living in Turkey. They call themselves Almancılar. They are here and they are loosely organized. They meet regularly once a month. And they are the perfect builders of bridges between the two societies. So I think this is a very important group for the relations. But of course, all kind of cultural exchange, of economic exchange is very much appropriate to strengthen the ties, apart from what's going on the very official level.
Now that you mentioned economic exchange, what can be done to further develop economic relations between Germany and Turkey? I know the relations are already in good shape, but yes, what can be done to further develop it?
I think there is a lot of promotion going on from the Turkish side to bring German companies to Turkey. As I said, there are about 4,000 already, but this process is still going on, because Turkey is a very interesting place for German companies to produce or to market their goods from here, because first of all, for production, you have a very well qualified workforce. People are very motivated. So whatever I hear from big German companies like Bosch or Siemens or Mercedes, they always tell me they have a very good staff that they recruit here in Turkey. And they see Turkey as a very good place to act in the wider region. They are selling, marketing their goods that they are producing here. For example, Bosch, Siemens, they are producing household goods like washing machines, dishwashers, freezers, and so on. And they are producing it here in Turkey to export it more or less to the whole world. And Bosch Siemens, they have a big production plant in Bursa. They produce for the automotive industry, very specific part for cars, a high technology part, which they export also to the whole world. So this is very important location. But for example, Turkey is also very important to do business, upcoming business with Iraq, for example, because Turkey has very good relations to Iraq. There is a lot of business already going on, and German companies can profit from Turkey's relationship to northern Iraq, for example. Or the Turkish construction industry is very prominent. They are very active in many parts of the world, especially in North Africa, but also in Asia. And German companies go, for example, together with Turkish construction companies in various countries of this region. So it's a success recipe, let's say.
What German sectors do you think would be interested in investing in Turkey, and which sectors from Turkey do you think would be interested in investing in Germany?
I think in Turkey nowadays, all the energy field is very important, especially renewable energy, where Germany has a good, is very good in technology and very advanced technology, and German companies are very interested in wind energy and hydroelectric energy, but also in gas energy plants, for example. So they keep coming here, for example. So that's pretty interesting. Turkish companies that go to Germany are also in various fields. I mean, these companies that just got an award recently, 2 of them were in the logistic field, because also Germany is quite centrally located for Europe, so they have a big hub, for example, in Germany. Or the other company is a textile and garment company, which is very active in Germany and very successful.
Right. Another link might be, cultural presence of both countries. German presence, German cultural presence in Turkey, and Turkish cultural presence in Germany. What has been going on, let's say, at least in Turkey, about promoting Germany's culture?
Yeah. Well, the Goethe Institute is extremely active in here, and they do a lot of cultural programs. I mean, highlights were, of course, last year during when Istanbul was European capital of culture. We had a lot of German companies and ensembles coming, but also this year we had, for example, 2 German opera productions who came last year. We will have 2 German opera productions again this year during the Opera Festival. Last year we had a very well-known German orchestra, the Ensemble Modern, who does modern classical music. For some people a little difficult to absorb, but very, very famous in this area. They came, for example, last year and gave a concert in Aya Irene. This year we will have the German, the Festival Orchestra of Schleswig-Holstein, with the conductor Eschenbach coming here. They will also give a concert, one in Aya Irene and one in Cemal Reşit Rey Konser Salonu. And Turkey, on the other hand, will be, during this festival in Schleswig-Holstein, the guest country. So there will be Turkish musicians and Turkish productions going there to Schleswig-Holstein and perform in Germany. And I think this is a very good occasion for Turkish orchestras and Turkish musicians to make themselves known in Germany.
What about Orient Institute? What activities are they involved in?
They are doing research in various fields, like in historic fields, for example. Now they are doing a series of lectures, for example, on protection of nature and animals during Ottoman times. Very specific areas that they are working on, but they always find a lot of interest among scholars, and then they are working on various issues in the sociological fields, for example, or on cultural, anthropological issues. And they have just, the issue has just been it has just been expanding. They have become now an independent institute. Before they were under the institute in Beirut, but now they have become an own independent institute. They have got more financial resources. They are increasing the number of researchers that are here. So this is quite important also, yeah.
And another cultural institution is the German Archaeological Institution.
Definitely, yes.
I think it was Germans who started archaeological studies in
Yes.
And first in the Ottoman Empire, then in Turkey.
They have been here, they have been active here for more than 100 years, the archaeological institutes in various sites. They are excavating, they are publishing the results of their work here. They are also giving lectures regularly on their work, but they are also inviting lecturers from Germany on specific topics of Turkish history. They are doing something what I personally feel a very good concept, and what I appreciate a lot. Sometimes they are doing kind of guided tours in Istanbul and in various places. Very interesting, because they are specialists in certain areas and they do that in German, and I really love to go and join these guided tours.
Your Excellency, we are coming to the end of our discussion, but before the end, I'd like to ask another question about the history of this building. It is quite a fascinating building here. Can you tell us a little bit about this building?
Yes, voluntarily, because it is indeed a very special and a very interesting building. It has been built in the 1870s, and it was inaugurated in 1877 as the embassy of the German Empire at that time with the Ottoman Empire in 1877, as I said. And it has served then as the German embassy here in Constantinople at that time, until the establishment of the Turk Republic in 1923. And when then the government moved to Ankara, of course also the German embassy had to move to Ankara to be close to the government and to parliament. And that's how the German consulate general got that nice building. So we feel very privileged to work in such a historic and important building. Not many German consulates abroad have such a nice building with very representative rooms and so on, where we can do a lot of cultural events also ourselves. And I think this building, which is quite big and quite solid, shows very much how important Turkey, or the Ottoman Empire, was at that time for Germany. So I always say, when I welcome people in this building, this people shows symbolically very much how important, how solid the relations were, and how solid and important the relations still are between our two countries.
And you have a great embassy building in Ankara, and it shows how your
yes,
relations
definitely,
are strong with the Republic.
Yeah, that's true.
Your Excellency, Britta Wagner, thank you very much for joining us. It was a pleasure having you for Diplomats.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.